If we owned more businesses, we wouldn't have so much on-the-job discrimination. If we owned more stock and more other assets, we wouldn't have so many scenarios where we're doing things we don't want to do just to get enough money to get by. I talked to our youngest just the other day, and I said, look, the reason I'm talking to you about money is not because I need you to go worship money. I don't worship money. You shouldn't worship money. I said, I just want you to have enough money where ain't nobody out here telling you what to do. I want you to have enough money where no one can come in and violate your spirit by forcing you to do something that you hate. I want you to have enough money that you can defend yourself in a world full of capitalist predators that will take advantage of your economic desperation. So when you throw your child out in the world and they ain't got no resources, no skill, no pathway to financial security, you're dropping them off at the slavery discount store. That's what you're doing. You're just dropping them off at a financial ditty party and saying, "Have a good time." And literally, I'm telling you, and this is me being 100% real with you, and this is where I start acting triggered and I start feeling passionate about it. It's like, why would you do that to your child? Why would you do that to your grandchild? When just a little bit of preparation would have made a hell of a difference. Just the other day, Trump announced something about $1,000 being put in every kid's account or something when they're a baby, and it would be invested in the S&P 500. And I was like, okay. Like I think that's a great idea if they actually do it. I don't care who proposed it. I mean, if a Democrat proposed it, it'd still be a great idea. It doesn't change just because of who said it. I just don't know if they're actually going to follow through with it. But here's the other thing too. You could do that too. You could do that too. And people say, well, we can't afford to do it. We can't. $83 a month for 1 year, for your child. How many bills do you have that are more than $83 a month? You have 1,000 bills that are more than $83 a month, but you tell me you can't, for the most important thing, one of the most important things you'll ever do in your life. You can't put aside that money and pop it into an account for the kid and just leave it there. Or maybe put that $1,000 a year in there. I don't even think it should be $1,000 one time. I think it should be $1,000 a year or more, maybe 2,000 a year or whatever, right? Break it down into months. That becomes so 2,000 a year is $160 a month. 3,000 a year is about what, $240 a month. You got a car note that's $700. So how are you going to tell me you don't love your child as much as you love your car? How are you going to tell me that your financial security is worth less than whatever you're spending the rest of your money on? That doesn't make any sense. That's not even logical. But maybe the reason it wasn't ever in your consciousness is because nobody ever talked to you about this because they led you to live under the false assumption that financial insecurity is just a common condition. It's an uncurable disease that everybody just has to deal with. And that's just simply not true. You don't even have to work for people if you don't want to. If you prepare a child enough in advance and give them enough resources, enough skill, they never have to have a job ever. And which completely flips the whole paradigm of how we live on its head. We're used to just thinking like, well, what are you going to be when you grow up? How about just being happy? But when I grow up, I want to be a father and a husband. Right? Maybe those are noble professions. Maybe those are noble objectives, right? Rather than like I want to be a fireman. Okay, thank God for the fireman. I love the fireman, but I don't think you have to define yourself by a career. I want to be a nurse, or I want to be a mechanic, or I want to be whatever, right? If those are things you love, then that's great. But what I find is that there are a lot of people who don't want to go to work, who don't like what they're doing, and they're doing jobs that they wouldn't normally like. You're taking orders at Wendy's